is actually in this line, Spurgmeister for 744. Richard, I've seen people call you a crypto Bolshevik, and I've seen people accuse you of being an anti-working class elitist. Which is it? Please address your economic opinions and put this nonsense to rest. Okay, I think both of those criticisms of me maybe have a kernel of truth. I'm a crypto Bolshevist. I'm not a conservative, and I have been very explicit that I am not a conservative. I don't want to conserve the status quo at all, and I believe that there needs to be a dramatic change, a paradigmatic change. There needs to be new leadership. And I don't think much, to be frank, of voting for Republicans. We're just going to keep doing this endlessly, and they're going to have some new rhetoric for us, or maybe some new commercials with black murderers about how they're going to protect us from these people or the immigrants or something. No, I think all of this is race baiting and nonsense. And there's going to have to be a dramatic new leadership class. I don't know if I need to go into more of this, but I don't think that simply voting in cultural conservatives or whatever you think is going to change really anything. We need to be on top. We need to we need to become the masters of the universe who actually control democracy. Democracy is a reality show to a very large degree. That doesn't mean that interesting things can't come out of it, or that we shouldn't analyze it, or that we can't run for office or do something. But we need to understand this basic fact. We don't live in a world where you vote in representatives and then they're able to change things. I mean, there is a limited sphere of what a representative can actually do, and that is actually controlled by higher ups, by the real masters of the universe who are pulling the strings with democracy. So also, are you an elitist? I'm not anti-working class. I would never be anti-working class. I am an elitist. In a sense, I think that leadership is all important. I think that history flows top down to a very large degree. If anything, you could say I'm kind of anti-middle class. I don't. I have a lot more affection for genuine salt of the earth types than uppity, annoying middle class liberals or conservatives. But yeah, I am an elitist. But populism is itself a quest for a new elite. Ironically, I mean, all those people attached to populism are calling out for a new leader, and we need leadership. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this by appealing to people in the suburbs. I think those people are kind of conformist, and they're going to go along with whoever is at the head table. And people like us need to be at the head table.
Right. And I do think the middle class has been stretched out to a large extent, and it's kind of hard to identify what the middle class is right now. On the lower end, I totally think those are people that you identify with, like you said, the salt of the earth type and whatnot. But there is this aspect to the upper middle class that is, either left the city, the whole white flight thing, or they've just been totally detached from it their entire life, and they're sitting from this privileged position. They don't necessarily have the power or the means to do anything. They're not active in anything, and they just present a problem. They're just in the way. So I don't look at you as somebody who's an elitist. I think you just appreciate people in different positions and what they can do. You appreciate the CEO, you appreciate the worker, you appreciate the general, and as well the foot soldier. So you wouldn't be collaborating with somebody like myself if you were just this, they got to come from this amazing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I just think there needs to be levels, but we shouldn't underestimate. I don't think it, but I don't think we should ever underestimate the need for an elite. I mean, if we could reach people with really big money, people connected to the military, etc., we would be a lot better off. We don't need to simply appeal to, I think I use this Aunt Sally in Nebraska or whatever. I mean, and Sally, Nebraska ultimately doesn't have any power. We think they have power because Democratic rhetoric, I mean small d Democratic rhetoric, is all about them. It's all about telling Americans that they're the greatest people on earth, and and speaking to them in their language and so on. But democracy as we know it is a reality show. I mean, it's a joke. It's for public consumption. It's entertainment. It's to keep the masses placated. And that doesn't mean that crazy things can't come out of it. I mean, I think Donald Trump was a kind of radical thing that came out of that Democratic reality show. But we need to recognize it for what it is. And we can't form a movement on the basis of, is this going to offend Aunt Sally in Nebraska? If anything, we should form a movement on the basis of, will this offend Aunt Sally in Nebraska? Therefore, it's probably correct, because we are an anti-system movement that's going to challenge people. Yeah. And it's not going to be comfortable. And yeah, I mean, middle-class people who are comfortable and think that they can kind of escape this if they're just nice enough, if they play the game and they use the right language and, go along with the PC nonsense, that they'll kind of escape it. It's only the bad whites who are going to be, it's those bad whites in West Virginia, they're going to be crushed. But I'm a good white in the suburb of San Francisco or something, so I'll play this game and I'll win. Those people are a total impediment to the change that's necessary.
I agree.
Okay. So cool topics.